section, we're going to make the roof. So the first thing we do is to go to our walls. Let's select all the walls. Select the walls. Select all instances in entire project. And then right click. Override graphics in view by element, and then set the transparency to 0. In this section, we're going to make our roof. Before we do that, let's make our walls. Let's remove the transparency from the walls. Select the walls. Select all instances in entire project. And then we right click, override graphics in view by element, and make the transparency 0. Apply. Okay. So with our walls in solid now, let's go on to our roof level. Double click on roof level, and if we want to see the top plate, we select fine. If you're not seeing the top plate of the, so here for fine, so that it will show. And then we'll go to roof, and the architecture roof, click on the roof, and then this overhang, give an offset overhang of 1. Then we'll go on to create the roof. We can do other settings such as the slope, and then if you scroll down here, you see you can assign slope, and you also have the thickness. So for now, we put the overhang setting, and then we go on to draw the roof. So for us to do that, we pick either the line or this selection tool. So in this case, I will use this to pick my lines. And then we check, when you come to pick the line, also check the offsets and make sure it's still 1. So when you come, it is offsetting at 1 foot away from the wall. Go ahead and select the sides. So if you're not seeing these triangles, you go up here to ensure that define slopes is ticked. That way we will have the edge as a triangle. And that means that it's a slope kind of roof. It's a hip roof. And when you have small corners, you can make them straight lines so that it's simpler. So we're going 1 foot all around. Click. And then we use the chamfer to close them up. Click on the sides. So this triangle shows me that all my sides will be hip roof. For this place, it looks like I would like it to be a gable end to have some variety. So when I do this, I'll work on that end now. So after making all the lines chamfered, I can select this line, delete it, and then come up here for my roof architecture. I want to go back and draw the line. So when we get to architecture, we're still in the roof command. So go to modify. I want to draw a line for that. And then it says this is not a slope, so I'm clicking define slope. I mean, I'm deselecting it, and I'll draw this line to meet here. Now you see there's no triangle. So when this is done, we'll check the green mark. And to see the roof, we will go to the 3D. Add the roof here. back on this roof level, if you want to see the full roof, come to this properties, and we want to see the setting for this view. Okay, so click in the space, make sure the roof is not blue, and then come to this area for the properties of this view. Go to view range and then edit it. Set the cut plane at 7 and apply. We still are not seeing the whole roof. So this means that we can adjust the slope of our roof, or we increase this top and cut plane, because the top always should be higher than the cut plane. So this means our roof is already 7 feet high. I can increase it to 8 and then change the slope if I don't see it in there. So 8 feet, apply. And it's showing, so what I can do if I want to see the whole roof is I select this roof and then adjust the angle at which the roof is sloping if I want to see more of it. I come back to the come back to the properties and look out for the slope. Right now it's 9 by 12. So we want to increase the slope. We'll play with this. If it's 9 by 12, if I make it 6, what happens here? It has a lower slope, but we still are not seeing the total of the roof. So I'm going to make it 4 over 12, apply. It's almost there. So if we make it 3 over 12, apply. Okay, now I can see the whole roof. So I look at it in the 3D again, and I see that it's very flat. So I'm going to go back to my roof level, select the roof, and change the slope because it looks too flat. So I'll make it, it was 9, and we went to 3, 4. So I want it to maybe 5, apply, look at it, okay. So we can work with this kind of slope. And so the next thing to do is to go to the south elevation. So double click on south elevation. Okay, and we're seeing this side of the roof now. In this south elevation, we'll select the roof, right click, override graphics and view by elements, and then we want to set our transparency to 40. So apply, and okay, so the roof is transparent now. The first thing we want to do is the ridge. So we want to prepare the ridge, and for that we need a reference plane to do with the ridge. So we will do RP for a new reference plane, and then we need to draw a line for the reference plane. And then we name it ridge. Enter. So we have our ridge reference plane. So go back to our roof level and select architecture. Set the reference plane to the ridge that we just created. And then we'll go to structure. We already have our beams set up. Go to structure, and then we create a beam in the beam. So the beam comes up. We want to create a beam for our ridge position. So looking at it, we need to see the top of this like we mentioned earlier. So I'll go to my view range. Escape. I'll go to the view range, edit view range, and increase this height to 9 because I cannot see the top of the roof. So draw the line of the apply. Okay, so now I can see this part, but this other part is not showing. So I'll edit the height of the view so I can see the top of the roof. So make this 12. And then the cut plane, make this 12. And then for my cut plane, I make this 11. Apply. Okay. Now I can see the whole roof. And if I go back to the south elevation and the roof level, I can see that this is the view. I'm looking at it up. So this is where I want to do my ridge. South elevation. I have my reference plane here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the ridge over here. So I'll be making this part of the roof. I'll go for my structure and beam. And in this structure, I've set my plane already as the ridge height. And okay. So I'm picking the beam now. I'll draw it from here to here. Okay. Once we've drawn the ridge, we go back to the south elevation. You can see the ridge showing here now. Then we want to adjust. When we draw the ridge, we come to the south elevation to see the view of the ridge. If we make this shaded, when drawing in realistic mode is heavy for the computer, so drawing shaded or wireframe. Select this and look at the properties. The offset value is 0, 1.5. So we make this Z offset value 0. Apply. And make the justification to the top. Z justification to top. Apply. And so the ridge is at the reference plane. Then we'll go to the other, this is south, so we want to look at it from the west elevation. We'll go to the west elevation. We can see it here, but we make it a wireframe so we can see it more clearly. And then fine.